Sunday Independent rejects criticism of her security by Veronica Guerin's brother. The British Parliament meets, no facilities for Sinn Féin unless they take their seats. EU Commission imposes a fine of £6.5 million on Greencore. And this man is not just Christopher Reeve, he really is Superman. Good evening and welcome. The Sunday Independent has rejected criticism of the way it treated its crime correspondent Veronica Guerin. This morning, Veronica's brother James, through his solicitor, accused the newspaper of making her safety secondary to their circulation figures. The statement was issued after the inquest into his sister's death had been adjourned. Other members of Veronica's family have said the statement only served to exacerbate their grief.
The brother of the late Veronica Guerin, James Guerin, arrived clearly unhappy this morning at the inquest into the death of his sister, who was shot dead last June on the Naas Road in Dublin. But within 10 minutes the inquest was adjourned after Veronica's husband, Graham Turley, gave evidence of identification, and Dr. John Harbison, the state pathologist, gave medical evidence as to the cause of her death.
Veronica, as a daughter, a sister, wife and mother, is missed by all her family.
In a statement read by his solicitor afterwards, James Guerin was highly critical of the protection independent newspapers afforded his sister during the course of her work. And he asked the question, would Veronica be alive today if independent newspapers had provided a private security firm to protect her?
Veronica did not have a bodyguard. She did, however, have guarded protection for a short time after she was shot on 2 occasions. She herself requested that they stop escorting her because a journalist with criminal sources could hardly travel with security provided by the Gardaí. She would not, however, have had this difficulty had a private security firm been provided by her employer to protect her. The question that must be asked is that if Veronica had such protection, would she be alive today? What concerns me most of all is that the management of independent newspapers took more care to protect the circulation of the newspaper than they did to protect Veronica.
But this evening, Veronica's husband, Graham Turley, her brother, Martin Guerin, and her sisters, Mary-Therese Brannigan and Claire O'Brien, issued a joint statement. They said that Jimmy Guerin's statement only serves to exacerbate their grief. We fully share his sentiments that every effort should be made to ensure a tragedy such as this does not occur again. And we repudiate the inference that Veronica was no more than a pawn in the hands of her employers. And the editor of the Sunday Independent, Angus Fanning, said that neither the paper nor Veronica was careless nor in any way irresponsible about her personal safety. He said that the Sunday Independent on many occasions discussed with both Veronica and the Gardaí the question of her safety, and at various times measures were put in place to minimise these risks. Veronica on several occasions, he said, was offered alternative employment on the newspaper, but the offer was declined. The state pathologist Dr. John Harbison said Veronica Guerin died from hemorrhage and shock as a result of lacerations to both lungs and artery due to multiple bullet wounds to the body and right arm. The inquest was then adjourned for mention until November because of the ongoing Garda investigation.
The Speaker of the House of